Hello, this is Olivia from DOS Tarot. I'm here to kind of do a little different way of my Friday. You know, I've been playing around with it, doing it this way and that way. I'm going to try something that I've seen another tarot reader do. I thought it was really interesting. She literally blended two oracle decks together. And she would do readings for individual signs. I want to do it as the collective, you know, see how it resonates with everybody. Yeah. So let's dig into it and see what happens. All right. I don't know what I'm going to get. All I'm going to do is read the cards, and then hopefully it'll resonate with you or a few of you. And just, we'll see where it goes. I like to get, this is a handful of cards. But it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see. See what we get. Honesty. I want your honest opinion about this. Strategy. I'm going to lay them out and then we'll go over them. Failure. Growth. Rest and rejuvenate. Freedom. Man holding a heart. It could be love. Woman holding a coin. She might have to pay for it. I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, that would be a great combination. Somebody that loves you and you're financially stable. So that would mean that, to me, that would mean that this person, this feminine, isn't looking for love. But if it comes in, it comes in. I don't think she's afraid of it. And then when I split the deck, let's see what we get here. We get from the anyway, it was the energy deck and the soul's journey deck. And for the energy deck, we get all tied up. Somebody's probably not feeling, oh, there is a freedom here, a freedom card below. And then we have the grief card in the soul's journey. And it says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I highly agree with that. Anyway, let's see. So the first card out here was honesty. And it says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And that might be true a lot of the time. It's hard sometimes without intuition to know if somebody's truly telling the truth. But I do believe that somewhere deep within you, if you don't activate your intuition, there's something deep within you that would let you know if this is a truth or not, if someone's approaching you and you're questioning it. Don't think you don't have the intuition. You probably do. You just maybe don't use it frequently. It's something you should practice. There's a lot of information about doing that on YouTube. There's so many people right now on YouTube that are trying to help everybody to, you know, become aware, you know, awaken to what the world is about now, because it's so different now, so different. So anyway, that card along with Rest and Rejuvenate Rest and rejuvenate. We all know what that's like, the Four of Swords. Maybe recently someone's not been honest with you. And honesty can go one or two ways. It would be honesty in a negative way, or they weren't honest with you in more of a positive way. Let's say negative would be that they really don't care for you. They're just using you in a sense. That would drain you. You would figure that out. Or it could be that somebody is not being honest with the way they truly feel, which could be that they love you deeper than you know. And if that's the case, that would probably drain them, and they would need to heal from that. So that's interesting. And then the next two combination we have strategy. Strategy to me always talks about having a plan in action, or having a plan to take action, or a plan in general to have a goal to reach. Sometimes when we flounder around without having a set goal, we kind of lose our way. But in this situation, if you have a plan, and especially if it's a written plan, because this talks about a journal, if it's a written plan, that's highly important. That's more of a strategy than just having a plan in your mind. And then this kind of makes sense too. Freedom. It says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. But it also means that if you're someone who has a plan, and maybe it's got something to do with a relationship, or maybe it's got something to do with work, a job offer, make sure that when you have your plan, you'll see that you'll have more freedom in your mind to be able to take in all of the information that you're learning about either a person or a job, and you'll be able to focus more easier on that situation instead of wondering, getting all scatterbrained in a sense because you really didn't have a plan when you came in. And an example of this for work for sure would be if it's a company that's you've sent out a resume to, and maybe you've sent out a dozen resumes. Let's just say that, for instance, in this case, you didn't do the work, and you didn't study, or you didn't gather the information you needed about a company, and you don't really know what all is available with them. You don't know what their usually most companies have some kind of a goal that they try to relay to the public if they're serving the public. That's not really the right word, but it has something to do with a mission statement. A lot of companies have what's called a mission statement, which shows to those that are interested, if you read their mission statement, you'll glean off of that more information than just walking in to do an interview with a blank mind and hoping that they'll give you the information. If you show that you took the initiative to look at their mission statement, that would give you a foot in, because at least they know that you're interested in that particular company and not just throwing out resumes all over the place. In a relationship, that's just something you're going to have to view with your own two eyes and your heart. And freedom can come both ways. If you see something you don't like, then you're free to walk away before you get involved. Or if you see something you like in somebody that you've been wanting to talk to or get to know, then the freedom there would be that now you're free to be yourself because you found somebody that you can communicate with, somebody that you can connect with, somebody that might be like a kindred spirit to you. So either way, you would get, when you do the work, you get the freedom. And the freedom leads you to so much more happiness. Acknowledgement is what this is about. Acknowledging. Oh, goodness. And on the second set we have the failure card, and we have a man holding a heart. And under the failure card, it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So this could be a situation where there were two people that came together and they were attracted to each other. You know, maybe physically you both were beautiful to one another, and you decided to have a relationship, you know, make a bit of a commitment to some degree. And maybe it was somebody that jumped in too fast and they didn't do their work, going back to the strategy. And maybe they thought this was what they wanted, and it's like, ooh, no. So then a man holding a heart over here would be somebody that's got to take his heart back because it wasn't what they were expecting. And this can go vice versa. You know, this could be the feminine. Either way. But the failure would come in. The failure would be on whoever's walking away. Like, for instance, if the masculine wasn't happy with the choice that he made after being together with someone for a little bit, it's like, I did make a mistake. That's their failure, not the person they're leaving. And again, that could go, you know, vice versa. But anyway, failure is something we usually set up our own selves for failure. It would be the same as that example in that job interview, or that, you know, passing out resumes here and there. If you don't do the work about a company before you step in there, you're going to look like a failure. It's just like you're just there for the money. And they're probably looking for somebody that's there for the heart of the job, that has passion for it. They don't want to just hire somebody and then a month or two later they walk away or leave that job. It's the same with a relationship. Same thing. Because then the person that would fail would be the one that initiated it. And if they're the one that walks away. Or that might not necessarily be true. Interesting. And this last one here, oh, I like this one. It says, woman holding a coin, and then growth from the soul's journey. And it says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Now, to me, this sounds like, it almost feels like somebody, a businesswoman of some sort, who has to, you know, make her own decisions, and she has to make sure that she's on the right path, and she has to make sure that she doesn't just stagnate in a position or in a relationship. She wants to grow within one. Interesting. And her coin, it might just indicate here for a feminine, especially, that, you know, financially, they're looking to grow their money. They're looking to grow whatever career they're in. They want to step up on that ladder, climb the ladder of success. Or if you're doing a job out of your home, if you work for a couple of people that come together and work together on a project or whatever, this person definitely is, they're secure financially. With her being able to hold a coin, it's almost like an offer. It's almost like an offer that she's showing that I'm not needy, I just want a job. Or I'm not in need of a relationship, but I want a relationship. It's somebody that's not very needy. And this person will grow in a situation like that. This is almost a perfect match right here. When they want something, it's bound to grow. If they need something, that might be a little bit of this energy. See the difference? Okay. I thought I would pull out, let's pull this one. I want to do a little clarifying for each of these just to see what information comes up, if there's something that might open us up to a different way of looking at it. I'm going to do each column that I did here and see what we get. So for the rest and rejuvenation, ooh, rest and rejuvenation, this is a judgment call. And you know why? Because it has something to do with honesty. I wonder if somebody wasn't honest. Let's clarify honesty. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is kind of like a block. Somebody's putting up a block either to protect themselves. It could be that somebody I feel like this Seven of Wands is somebody that's very sensitive. It's like they're protecting themselves from a bunch of opposition, you know, people that are against them, or naysayers, or whatever you want to word that. And they've been doing it probably for a while, and maybe that's why they needed a judgment call. Because judgment call is like the divine talking to this honesty person to, hey, it's time to wake up. You're going to burn yourself out if you keep going in this route. It's time for you to, I'm going to rejuvenate you, and I'm going to also have you rest and rejuvenate for a little bit, for some time. It's almost like this Seven of Wands, this person doesn't feel like they can be honest. It's almost, I wonder if it's almost in the sense that, no, maybe this person doesn't want to hear the truth. So they're probably having to pull back their honesty just to keep people at bay. And that's sad, especially if it's like a relationship, or it could be a work situation. They don't feel like they can be honest. So the divine steps in and says, you need to rejuvenate. Because that's what to me, judgment is like rejuvenation. It's bringing something that's been dead back to life. And when you become back to life, with the card behind it, it's rest and rejuvenate. That's interesting. So that could be one scenario. And then let's look at the freedom card with the strategy card. Let's see what that's about. With freedom, the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups to me is somebody that he doesn't have any restraints on himself. You know, he can be free. He has enough confidence in himself to be able to love openly, to share what he has with others, even if it's, you know, just a boss, or if it's an individual that just has an overabundance of love. They're not afraid to show that. Interesting. So let's see what strategy he uses. He waits patiently, the Three of Wands. He waits for that just perfect job, or that perfect person in their initial view. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be love at first sight. I don't see the King of Cups fall in love at first sight. Lust, maybe, but not love. They're waiting on the right. When the Three of Wands to me is they're waiting for their ships to come in, and that means to me that this person is waiting for someone that maybe they know is on the way, or it could just be a dream. Because I know that the water signs have a lot of, they're dreamers, they're idealists, especially when it comes to love. Yeah, I like that. Interesting. Now, on the next set that we have failure and man holding a heart. Let's see what that's about. For failure. Oh my gosh. The Five of Cups. That definitely is failure. In itself, failure. Think about it. If failure is clarified by the Five of Cups, we know that the Five of Cups has already felt a loss because they had to leave something behind. And they consider themselves a failure, which is really hard. Man holding a heart. They will eventually, very, very much so, learn to have the courage to get through this. The divine is actually sending that link to the man holding a heart. The divine is actually sending the courage and the strength that they need to get over this, because it's probably, we don't know the full story here about why this happened, but with the Five of Cups, it definitely talks about leaving either a situation, and it's something emotional. So it's leaving a family or a person that they've loved, and they're walking away from it. And they see it as a mistake now. There might be some regret here. Interesting. But the divine is definitely here to help them spring back into life again. Wow. And you know, the reason why this Five of Cups, whoever holds this energy, it almost makes you feel that there might not have been a choice. You know, that it might not have been a choice. Maybe it was something that they had to, even if it's like to go, they have to leave their family for a while because the only job they can get is way over there in the next state over, or, you know, 50 miles away, or whatever the situation is. Or maybe it's a one-time project that they get offered to make or to work on, and they have to be gone for a week or so. Or it could be that somebody's decided to walk away from a relationship or a marriage. But the positive out of this failure card is that, you know, we all make mistakes, but they're only opportunities to learn. And when we learn and we recognize those lessons that we've had to learn, that's when the divine will come in and offer this gift of strength and courage to this person, to this man. He's holding his heart. He's holding on to his heart, I feel. I think he will eventually open up again to a new situation, but I think right now I feel like he's holding his heart, meaning he's not going to let it, he's going to keep it safe for a while, you know, until he feels more secure perhaps, or has more courage, or maybe he just needs strength. You need strength to walk through something like that, that's for sure. And then this last card, the growth and the woman holding a coin. I still feel like this is a businesswoman. I mean, look at her. She's dressed to the nines. She doesn't need money. She just wants to work. She wants to grow. And it could be that she wants to grow in a relationship. Let's see what it is. Let's see if we can get some kind of read on this. Okay, for the growth. They want to grow internally. We have the Nine of Wands. Now remember, the Nine of Wands, this indicates to me battles that have been fought throughout this person's life. They have that bandage around their head. They probably have broken bones. It doesn't matter, but like for this particular card, I feel like this person is still in the process of holding on to the ninth wand, which is the most recent one. And I feel like, let's clarify the woman. I feel like the growth is that they want to grow out of a situation where it's been repetitive, because those wands are like trophies. They're just reminders of all the battles that you've been through. You've already been through them. You've already learned your lesson. You should have acknowledged that you learned those lessons, because then the divine would have cleared that karma out from this person. But I have a feeling the karma is stuck here. And this person, you know, they got the Eight of Wands. Isn't that interesting? The eight and then the Nine of Wands. The Eight of Wands talks about taking action, and it also talks about communications. And I'm kind of wondering if this is some kind of blockage that this woman is aware of, and financially they're secure. Maybe they have the opportunity to get therapy, or to offer somebody, you know, to help them walk through this situation so that they can get that karma out of their psyche. I think she's very intelligent. She reminds me of the Queen of Wands, more so than the Queen of Pentacles. To me, she's more like the Queen of Wands, somebody that is highly intelligent. They're very educated. They can run their own business, that kind of energy. But this woman definitely knows that she has an issue with past patterns in her life, and she knows that she needs to get rid of that. And it might have to be through talk therapy. I know that's out there, but it's a possibility. Because like I said, she's very intelligent, so she's aware of this, but she's not able to get rid of it. Sometimes we just need somebody that can just be a soundboard to us. You know, spill your heart out to somebody and let them feed back to you what they're seeing, so that you guys, between the two of you, you can communicate. And there might be tears. I mean, I've been there before. I've talked to somebody and just, but it feels so much good once you start releasing. The tears are, to me, a release of some of this negative, some of this. It's almost, it's more of an ego thing. No, I don't like to use that word either. To hold on to all of that, knowing that you've already been through those battles, and perhaps you've even said you thought you closed out the karma on it, but it didn't close out. And it could be that you simply just didn't acknowledge it. Anyway, I have a feeling that this woman is smart enough that she knows that she needs help. That's how I feel. She could just be calling a friend, you know, to use them as a soundboard. It doesn't necessarily have to be therapy. It could just be a good, close, dear friend that can help them walk through this.